you will keep having terrible relationships until you learn this 150-year-old Russian secret. My name is Josue. I'm a dating coach dedicated to helping shy young guys not only find their dream girl, but keep her and build something that lasts. In this video, I'm going to show you why you need to become perfect if you want to succeed in the relationship game, and then show you how to start. Let's begin. Our story starts in 1877 when some dude named Leo Tolstoy published Anna Karenina, a classic in Russian literature. Don't read this book, by the way, because I did cover to cover and it sucks, like really bad. Anyway, the first page has a quote that has stuck with me ever since I first read it. It goes something like this: "All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way." Apparently, I wasn't the only one who found this interesting. A bunch of nerds did too, and they decided to come out with this thing creatively named the Anna Karenina Principle, which states, for success to occur in a complex endeavor,
This is boring.
blah, blah, blah. Let's keep this simple, okay, people? Let's say you've got a locked door in front of you. This door has 6 locks on it. It's an example, just go with it. We all know that if you don't have all 6 keys, you're not getting through. Oh, but my key is special and unique. I don't care. I've got 5 keys. If I buy you Taco Bell later, can we just get through the door and just not tell anybody about that 6th one? No. The door is either opening or it's not, and there's a clear and unchanging cost to getting it open. Here's what's interesting. This same idea, the Anna Karenina Principle, is true for love. Let me show you how. I've been working as a relationship coach since 2023. And during all this time, I've had a lot of focused exposure to relationships that work and ones that don't. Here's what I found. There are 6 things that are needed for a relationship to be happy, healthy, and long-lasting. When people have all of them, they're doing great. When they're missing even one, it shows. In fact, if even one of these pieces is missing for long enough, then that can be all it takes for the relationship to end. Or worse, for it to continue to toxify both people, ruining not only their lives, but the lives of everyone around them who has to deal with the fallout. Now, 3 questions remain. First, what are these 6 pieces of a happy relationship that I just mentioned? Next, how can you know what's missing in your relationship? How can you know as soon as today? Finally, once you know what is wrong, how can you start to fix the relationship? Let's tackle these. The first piece of a winning relationship is reliability. Put simply, reliability is when your words and actions match. Every time you say that you'll do something, then don't do it. You're actually training people to trust in you less. Eventually, people won't believe you anymore. You'll start hearing things like, "Don't tell me, show me." And look, I get it. It sucks to hear that. But if we're honest for just a moment, can we really say that you haven't earned this based on your record? Right before we get to the second piece, if you're liking what you're hearing and you want to work with me one-on-one, then I actually just had 2 slots open up in my coaching program. I've helped guys tackle relationships, social anxiety, finding their life's purpose, and a bunch of other things. Once these spots are gone, I have no idea when more will open up. If you're interested, pause this video and go to the link in the description to apply. Back to the video. The second piece of a winning relationship is vulnerability. Again, breaking this down in the simplest terms, vulnerability is when you say that which is true and ugly to the few people who matter most. Take away truth and you're lying. Take away the ugliness and this becomes boasting. Finally, if you say this stuff to pretty much everyone, it doesn't really have that emotional weight that comes with the knowledge that what the other person is hearing is for their ears only. Vulnerability gets even more complex. You see, with reliability, both people have to do the exact same thing, which is keep their promises. However, with the vulnerability, there are actually two roles. What we just went over is the first role. However, for this to lead to a stronger bond, there needs to be another person there receiving that vulnerability properly. Not shaming, not judging, just hearing the person out and trying their best to understand. If you aren't vulnerable, your relationship will stay surface level. If you punish another person for being vulnerable with you, they'll quickly stop and look for someone else. Piece 3, admiration. All right, here's where I get into hot water with a lot of people, which is why I waited until this point of the video to get into it. There are a lot of people who think along the lines of, everyone is special and everyone should love everyone else for who they are deep down, and everyone has dreams and a unique life, and that's beautiful. Look, that sounds great, like on a bumper sticker, but the thing is that it does not accurately reflect how we on a day-to-day basis really behave with each other. I care about how things are in reality. And when it comes to relationships, the way that things are is that we treat people better if they do beneficial things for us. A couple simple examples of this are telling great jokes and helping us forget the stresses of life, or helping us move and knowing of a great pizza place to go to afterwards. I want you to notice something about those two examples. They didn't involve money or sex. And you may be thinking, whoa, where did that come from? I bring this up because these are the two biggest things that get people prickly when we get to the topic of transactional relationships. If you want successful relationships, you have to bring something meaningful to the table. On top of that, the more that you bring to the table, the more variety you have in terms of the people who you have access to. Because this involves other people, those other people get to decide what they find valuable and what they don't. This is totally fair, by the way. And the reason for that is because you do the exact same thing with everyone in your life. Deal with it. A really good goal is to give people reason to think, man, it is so cool that this guy wants to be friends with me. And you get people to think that when you bring something meaningful to the table. This can't go one way either. Both people in a relationship need to have something or several things that the other person considers valuable. Otherwise, that's how we get simps. Not good. The fourth piece is shared values. When two people think the same things are cool, they tend to work better together. This goes for politics, religion, and a whole assortment of other things. The more of a match, the better. However, this goes even deeper than this. And the reason is because if I were to ask you right now, hey, what are your core values? That would probably be a hard question to answer. As we grow up, we're not necessarily encouraged to explore that and to ponder it and to figure that out. It just doesn't come up in conversation. And yet, it's extremely valuable to know. The better we can understand our own core values, the better we can communicate them with other people. Most importantly, the person with whom we're in a relationship. An arguably even harder question to answer would be, hey, what does the person that you're with find most valuable? The more vague your answers are to these questions, the more likely that there is a mismatch when it comes to your core values. This is the sneakiest way that relationships crumble. The fifth piece of a successful relationship is learning, or the desire to learn about the other person. Let's imagine there are two people that I could date. First one is really interested in learning about me. Things like my pineapple allergy, my dreams of the future, and my borderline unhealthy obsession with the 2007 movie, Juno. The second person I could date isn't interested in any of that. They want princess treatment and movies and dates and new shoes and trips, and I just so happen to be the lucky guy who gets to fund this all. Nice. I wonder which of these two people I'm going to be more interested in. The final piece of a successful relationship is acting, or taking what you've learned about the other person and letting it affect how you behave. Picture this. Let's say that I'm in a relationship and I knock out a big milestone, like, I don't know, getting you to subscribe. I tell my girlfriend, and she's excited and invites me over for a meal, and it's amazing. All my favorites, all in one place. And then she reminds me that there's dessert. Oh, she cuts me a piece and puts it in front of me, and it's pineapple upside down cake. Wait a second. I seem to remember just a moment ago me saying, first one is really interested in learning about my pineapple allergy. Uh-oh. Assuming that me and this girl have been in a relationship for any meaningful amount of time, then based on my track record, I know that I will have told her this by this point. And because of this, there is every reason for me to be unhappy with this situation. Is it that she doesn't remember? Is it that she doesn't care? Wait, is she trying to kill me? Now, obviously, some of these options are worse than others, but if something like this happens enough times, the reasoning behind it doesn't matter all that much. The result is the same. We're looking down the barrel of no more relationship. Let's recap. The 6 pieces of a successful relationship are reliability, vulnerability, admiration, shared values, learning, and acting. And we need all 6 of them to have a happy, healthy, long-lasting relationship. Even missing one can lead to bad news. I've developed and tested this understanding of love over the course of several years now. But who knows? Maybe it has something missing. If you can think of something that isn't covered in the system, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Now to our next question. How can you know what's missing in your relationship? Ideally, as soon as today. I don't know, guys. That's actually where things get really easy. If you are brave enough to click the link in the pinned comment or scan this mysterious QR code, you're going to discover a tool that up until now has only been available for my clients. However, it has been so helpful that I've decided to make it free for anyone to use for a limited time. This tool is a page that has a series of statements. Your job is to check the boxes by the statements that accurately describe your relationship. By doing this, you will be able to have a clear understanding of the health of your relationship. Simple, right? Now, I know at the beginning I said that you have to be perfect or else. But when it comes to these pieces of a relationship, I'd say that it's good enough if these things are more good than they are bad. You may not be 100% reliable, but if you're more reliable than you're not, and that's not only clear to you, but more importantly to the person who you're with, then that's good enough. If your relationship sucks despite this, then your problem is waiting in another castle. Check all the boxes that apply to your relationship, hit submit, and you'll receive your report in your email. But wait, there's more. If you are in a relationship and both you and your significant other really want things to be better, then I suggest that you both fill this out individually. You can then use your reports as a framework for a tough but necessary conversation. Once you have your results either as an individual or as a couple, and you have a better understanding of the areas that need improvement, how do you actually go about fixing these things? Well, because there are 6 different big chunks that make up amazing, long lasting relationships, and each of them deserve their own time to shine, I'm not going to cram them all into this video. I want to offer real help. Here's how you can have access to that. First, if you want results fast and tailored to your individual circumstances, then go to the link in the description to apply for one-on-one coaching. Next, subscribe. I'll be coming out with videos dedicated to each of these 6 pieces soon. By the way, while you're waiting for those videos to come out, you should probably check out this one. The overlords governing YouTube think that it's going to be the best one for you. I'll see you there.